Okay, it's coming along really well. So you can see how much is left to do versus how much is done. It's looking really good. I've been changing the distance for the screwing. So I'm checking the boards below because I want to make sure I don't want to hit like near an edge. I want to be at least like 1.5 inches in, you know, up in here is good. So it depends on the width of your boards. So when I started out, it turned out 4 inches was a good distance. And then there was a couple where I had to go to 4.5 to get it good. And then there was one that I went down to 3.5. I think that might have, or no, actually one I went to 2.5, which I still think looks good, and it was able to get it in the board good. So it's away from the edge there. But you really can't tell. I mean, when you're looking at it, you can't see that I varied the distance from 2.5 to 4.5. The next one is, or actually presently I'm doing 4 inches right here. The next one I'll have to measure out. That one might be at 2.5 because if you look on this end here, I'll finish out this one with 4, but then here, well, still might be good. Still might be good at 4. Yeah, because this is a 10-inch board, so, or maybe 3.5 might be better. That'll be our next row. Okay, so what I'm calling it quits for the day. It's looking really good. I almost have the porch. I mean, one more strip and the porch is covered. The deck part, I mean. And then it's the overhang, because we have a lot of overhang here. We have, I can't remember, it's like up into here. But the one change I'm planning on making on this roof is my next row. I need to think about this, but I'm pretty sure what I'm going to do is cut a full length one for the bottom. And I'm going to install that one from ladders on the ground, just a regular step ladder. Being careful. Get that one on. That way I don't have any seams in that last one, because that's where the water wants to build up. It wants to, you know, freeze on the edge, and then you get some water build up, and then it wants to run sideways. So that's the one thing I did not do good on the one roof. I put 2 seams in because, quite frankly, I just couldn't handle the length. Even with help, I just couldn't do it. It was just too long. So, and that was by overlap or underlapping all the way down through and then leaving that one for last. So this time I want to do that one now, then probably do the next one, and then bring in the last 2 is probably what I'm going to need. So the bottom line is I'd like to keep the bottom one full length, no seams. The second one up, maybe the same thing, no seams, full length. So 2 of them, the 2 bottom ones. That way I don't have any seams where it can go sideways. Up into here, you're not as likely to get the ice build up and then the water behind it, so that things would run sideways a long ways. Now, I am doing like a 14 to 16 inch overlap here. So if there is some build up, you know, it's still got to run quite a ways over. Plus, remember, this is 12-inch overlap. So from here to here, that's this piece. So it would have to run sideways for 14 inches and then go up a little bit. So I'm not saying it can't happen, but going by the other data and I've collected off the other roofs, it's not happening. And it doesn't seem like it should either. Okay, so that's the plan. Just as a reminder, this is a 2.44 pitch. I probably should stress that in each video. I do just so you have a feel for what pitch we're working with. So I feel like I'm going extra on the overlap, but you know what the heck, I'm not using that much more material. It's not changing the cost tremendously or anything. The other thing, this is the first roof using the heavier gauge aluminum. If I remember right, this is 0.024. So I've used 0.021 before, but never 0.024. So, and I do like this gauge. It is heavier, you can tell, carrying the rolls up. But some of them are laying down super flat. And then some have some more ripple in it. It seems like when I left them on the yard, the longer I left them on during the day and they had time to move and stuff, they had more ripple. But there again, it depends on your temperature, you know. Expanding, like right now, it's cooling down, so this is contracting, making it look smoother. Okay, enough said. It's looking really good. And tomorrow night my plan is to put the full one on the bottom, and maybe the next two on the bottom. Okay, wrap it up.